So will this movie at least be watchable? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to the Minecraft movie. This is one of the movies I've been dreading getting to, and so I kind of decided to make this week themed. As you noticed, we did the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. For you, that's yesterday. For me, it was 2 days ago when I recorded it. And both of these are obviously video game adaptations. Video game adaptation movies that did not get reviewed well. Even if they got a good amount in box office earnings from people going to see it, the movies themselves were not well received. And they were also two movies that I was personally not really excited to see myself. Five Nights at Freddy's because I don't like the games. I don't like the franchise it's based off of, and it's just not something that I would be interested in. This movie, I actually do like Minecraft. I'm not, like, in love with it. I don't think it's one of the greatest games ever made or anything. But it's a good game. A good solid 7 out of 10 game. It gets boring after a while. It's like the more you play it, the less you want to play it. At least for me. But, you know, it's fine. It's generally good. And while I've had some good times playing Minecraft, even played it for the channel and stuff, it's not something that ever needed a movie adaptation. But if it was going to get a movie adaptation, pretty much everyone agreed it should have been animated. Making this live action was stupid on a number of levels. And by live action, we mean half live action, because let's be honest, it's just a bunch of live action people in a CG world. Everything around them is fake. Everything around them is super CG'd in and is completely fake. But more so than that, I did see, like, I think the first full trailer for this movie, and my god, it looked horrific. It looked so bad in terms of the writing, the visuals, just the concept of it. Sorry. Had to take care of something for a second there. It was bothering me. But it looked so bad. And it revealed Jack Black to be playing Steve, and it's just like, oh, this is going to be shit. And I want to make clear, it's not because I don't like Jack Black. In fact, kind of the opposite. It's because I do like Jack Black. The problem with Jack Black is he takes on any role. He doesn't know how to say no. Jack is one of those, like, super nice, super friendly, and super active actors who will play anything. And unfortunately, there's a lot of roles he's taken on that aren't good for him. And it's not that the roles would even be bad if they were cast with the right actor, but he's not the right actor. And I think this really came to a head for me with the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the animated one, where he played Bowser. And although this was just a voice, he was so aggressively miscast. And it was so painful. Because it was just Jack Black adding a little gruff to his voice. It didn't sound like Bowser. It wasn't Bowser. He was just playing Jack Black. And for some roles, that's fine. When you watch, like, especially some of his older movies, it's like that's what you expect to see, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Jack Black isn't one of those actors who does meld into the roles. And inherently, there's nothing wrong with actors just playing, like, the same character as long as it's good. I mean, it's not everyone is like The Rock, where it's like, oh, he also just can't act that well. but he always plays the same exact character, and he's just not good at it. But no, Jack Black, like, plays the same character in a lot of his movies, but he is good at it usually. This is one of those examples where he was just horrifically miscast. But he wasn't the only one in that movie. Like, most of the characters were horrifically miscast, to be fair. Not going to get into that here. That's not the point. The point is, Steve is the player character in Minecraft and doesn't really, as such, have much of a character or personality. So the idea that you could almost put anything onto it is not an unfair idea. But this is in no way, shape, or form how anyone would ever see Steve as a character. Like, the funny thing is, Telltale Games put out what a lot of people have been calling a better Minecraft movie, like, years and years ago with Minecraft Story Mode, which was a narrative adventure game like Telltale does with, like, The Walking Dead and Tales from the Borderlands. They did one for Minecraft called Minecraft Story Mode that, you know, was fully animated and actually well thought out and wasn't just relying on a celebrity actor to sell the film that is otherwise poorly designed, poorly written, poorly conceptualized, and yada yada. This movie, like I said, did not do well. It's received a lot of flack for just how bad it is. Not to mention, you know, all the shit that happened in the theaters themselves, in the auditoriums, with, you know, a lot of destruction and other horrible shit. Not going to get into that here because that's a rant that could be gone on anytime for another day. Plus, everyone's already talked to death about it. But this movie just did not work for most people. I do know that there is a reference slash what's the word for it? Shout out, I guess is a way to put it, to legendary Minecraft YouTuber Technoblade in this, who passed away from, I believe it was cancer. He's like the most known Minecraft YouTuber ever, and there is a shout out to him in this movie. I already even know what the shout out is. And I will admit, I like that. I think that's very nice. And apparently one of the actors had to campaign with the director to even get that put in, which is wild. That wasn't just originally part of it. But it feels like that's a good thing to do. A lot of people say, like, oh, but that feels like you're taking something out of the movie to just throw in that random thing. It almost feels as bad as product placement. It's like, for something like this that not only fits, it's almost kind of necessary. Like, that's fine for a movie like this. But yeah, everybody, like, I've heard nothing good about this outside of that. I haven't seen a single good review for this movie. And that's saying something. Which makes me even more concerned going into it. Because it's like, I already did not have any hopes for this. I already thought, like, everything I saw from the marketing looked like shit. And it sucks because I love, like, Jack Black as an actor. I love Jason Momoa as an actor. Just, you know, they really should have said no to this. But I am willing to watch anything. And Venom, you donated for this, so thanks, I guess. Thanks for the donation, at least. But yeah, I'm willing to watch anything for the channel. I'm willing to react to anything, so that includes movies that I don't have a lot of hopes for. And hopefully, I will be proven wrong. maybe this will at least be watchable. I don't have a lot of faith in that, but I would love to be proven wrong. I can pretty much guarantee you I don't think this is going to be that good. If I'm proven wrong on that, I don't know, I'll eat my hairbrush. I can't see how this is going to be good. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We'll tackle that if we get to it. But let's see what this is like. Let's get into it and hope for something. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. We're back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So this is probably going to be one of my more controversial takes that I've probably said on the channel in general. You know the old Super Mario Bros. Movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo? Dennis Hopper played Bowser and everything. That's a better movie adaptation than this. You could argue that this is more faithful than that, but in terms of being a movie, that is a better movie. It's more entertaining, it's more funny, it's more enjoyable to watch. Like, the acting is acting. It's night and day, and that's sad. Because that movie's not good either. The original Super Mario Bros. Movie, the live action one from like the late 80s, early 90s, whenever exactly it came out, is not a good movie, but it is still a lot better than this. One of the biggest problems I had with this was the I guess the best way to put it, like I kind of said, it would be lack of acting. None of these actors were performing in any, like, notable way. They were basically just miming for the camera. Every single bit of dialogue that they spoke was not delivered in any kind of natural or believable way. Every action they took, every reaction they made was so obnoxiously over the top and ridiculous that it was not just cringy, it was unbearable. The writing is just all over the place. Maldosha, or whatever the fuck the Piglin Queen's name is a completely uninteresting villain. They tried to give her backstory to make her nuanced, but it's just like, it's a stupid fucking backstory. It's not good, it makes no sense, it makes her less interesting somehow, and makes me care even less about her. I'm not worried too much about some of the inaccuracies towards the game. I pointed some of them out during the reaction, but it's like, when you have a game adaptation to a movie, there's got to be some things that are changed. It's just because of differences in mediums. The problem is that this movie actually tried to be way too much like the game, actually. Some of the changes, some of the differences actually were better than the attempts to keep this accurate. Because here's the problem. This is an isekai. That's undeniable. They're transported to another world and everything. Um, Outside of one quick line, which could just be like read as Garrett like being just obsessed with video games and everything. They never acknowledge that this world runs on video game rules. They just never bring that up as a concept or idea. The only time like anything is even like kind of thought about with it is when they first get there and Garrett just refers to the sheep as a quest giver. But that line is delivered and expressed and reacted to by the others as if, oh, he's just some weirdo obsessed with video games. Yet this entire world runs like a video game. Everything about this world like exists, reacts, etc. like a video game, never brings it up. Despite video games being a big thing in the real world, as is made very clear, they never bring it up. They, like, for example, with the kid, Henry, I think it is, accidentally hits the tree and sees the block for the first time as it's like, you know, grabbable and usable and everything. No acknowledgement that, oh, this is just like a video game. At least that it would have made sense. It would have been logical for these people to say something like that. Hell, for fucking Garrett to say stuff like this. You only get the entire, again, the little bit where he's like, oh, this is a quest giver, but that's like barely acknowledging. And that's not even acknowledging that the world runs like a video game. That should have been something that should have been very actively touched on. And the fact that it does act that way makes absolutely nothing have any stakes. It makes, like, all of the action, all of the threats not feel like threats. Because it feels too fake. At no point do you ever think that Garrett died. And you knew exactly when he was going to come back into play. It's just like, it feels like this was made for 2-year-olds, by 2-year-olds. Who had experienced playing Minecraft and just wanted to put Jack Black into that. And, you know, the other actors too. This doesn't feel like it was made with any kind of love or passion. It doesn't feel like it was like even attempted to be written well. The dialogue is atrocious. The acting is atrocious, and it has there's some great actors in this. Couldn't prove that by their performances here, but still. Not to mention, the designs are fucking ugly and hard to look at. And not just the piglins. The piglins being ugly, that's fair. The wolf is ugly. The llama, the sheep, the villagers, everything is so fucking ugly looking. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like they took an animated picture, or just a picture from the game, and stuck it in one of those shitty AI generators. The ones that, like, make it into a 3D model. But it looks so uncanny and off and wrong and gross that it's just... you can't understand how anybody could think that's an improvement. A child's, like, poorly drawn line art is better looking than that. That's what it feels like to me. Oh, and when they said, we mine, we craft, we Minecraft in the movie, it's like, that is like, one of the worst bits of dialogue I've heard in anything. In anything. And I think why this makes me so upset, I think why I'm so actively upset right now, is because I know how good of an actor Jason Momoa is. I know how good of an actor Jack Black is. I know Jennifer Coolidge can be better than this. Like, you also have, like, Jermaine Clement in here. You have Matt Berry. You have, like, all these actors who can do so much better. And you just... Was the director asleep? Like, not giving them any kind of direction on what to do or how to speak or how to, like, act? No, I can't even say that, because it's like Jack Black and them know how to act otherwise. So it must be the director was awake and was just directing them terribly. On top of the terrible writing and dialogue and everything. Listen, I went into this not expecting much. And I was hoping to be proven wrong. I talk about this plenty on the channel. I like to go into movies hoping for the best. And I say that pretty much with every movie reaction, every series reaction. Like, when I finish my pre-thoughts, I like to say, let's get into this and hope for the best. I say that a lot. Not every time, but a lot. Or some variation of that. And it's because no matter what I think of, like, the series going into it or the movie going into it or whatever else, I want to like it. And though I went into this not expecting much, though I went into this already thinking I probably wouldn't come out in, like, a fan of it, my hope was to be proven wrong. Because that's happened before. I've seen movies, I've seen shows where it's like, oh, I'm not going to like this. End up loving it. Ends up being something I really become a fan of. And this was not that. The wildest part is that I thought it would actually be better than this. That sounds wild, right? I thought this movie would be like maybe a 3-star film out of 10. A 3 out of 10, not good, pretty bad, but not the worst thing ever. I overestimated it. There was no joy to this. There was no fun. Like even if you just wanted to see this movie, it's like, oh, don't take it too seriously. Don't think too much about it. Just have fun. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. There's no happiness to be found watching this movie. Nothing was funny. Nothing was enjoyable. It's like it tried to have this message in it about, like, embracing creativity, which would be fine if it, like, really gave a shit about trying to make the message stick. It just felt like it was kind of thrown in there and was just kind of like, it felt like it was a second priority to Minecraft visuals. It felt like the first and foremost priority with making this film was making it feel and look like Minecraft. The message felt like it was added in after the fact. The writing feels like it was, like, thrown in after the fact. And like I said, the original songs in this sucked ass except for the last one. I will admit, the final song they played at the end there, the actual rock song that actually got to show off Jack Black actually being a good singer, That was a good song. Why couldn't all the music be like that? Why did they have to have the stupid fucking absolute bullshit Lava Chicken song that, just like the fucking Peaches song from Super Mario Bros., which is also terrible, it just, why does that get, why, I don't understand. Why does that get so much attention? It's bad. It's not good. It's a shit song. It's poorly written. Jack Black does not perform it well. They even say in the movie it's a shit song. They acknowledge it's terrible. And yet that was, after this movie came out, that was everywhere. On every bit of social media. On just everything. Just like the fucking Peaches song was. And I'm angry about it because it was fucking annoying. Having to jump through hoops to, like, avoid it. Not because of spoilers, but because it was fucking annoying and bad. Oh, also, I didn't enjoy the, like, the little random-ass side story with, the villager and Jennifer Coolidge's character. It was stupid. The twist at the end with them breaking voice or language barriers was stupid. Because the noises she was making, whatever that was supposed to be, it wasn't villager speak. It didn't sound anything like villager speak. And I feel like they just got Matt Berry to voice in it because, haha, they thought that would be funny. Matt Berry has a very recognizable, funny voice. And it would be like a big surprise. And it's like, it was dumb. It was dumb. I didn't care about any of the characters. Had no reason to care about Steve. He's just there. And it's like one of the worst Jack Black performances. The worst performance from Jason Momoa, easily. Like, this is the guy who was Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones. He was Aquaman. You're having him play this stupid fucking role and directing him in such a way to where it's terrible? It's like, how do you make Jason Momoa look and act unlikable? How do you make him so unenjoyable to watch? I don't get it. I talked in the pre-thoughts about how a lot of people have said that, like, we already have a good Minecraft movie in the video game Minecraft story mode from Telltale Games. Which, funny enough, the villain in that is played by Paul Reubens, known better as Pee Wee Herman. And oh my god, it's just like, it's night and day. That game is good. The story in that is good. Because it doesn't try to paint it as an isekai, for one. And for two, it's an original, unique story. It's actually well written. The dialogue is good. It's just like, it's so insane to me. How we can go from a video game made in, like, what, 2016, 2017? To a movie that looks worse, visually, is written worse, is acted worse, and is just a bad movie. And it's not even just that it's a bad Minecraft movie. It's a bad movie. And not just bad, terrible. It's one of those rare movies that I regret having watched. I wish I had not watched this. This is however long this was. I don't know. Give me a second. The video's fully stopped, so almost like an hour 40 minutes or so, not counting credits, so maybe like an hour 36, hour 37. Somewhere between 1.5 and 2 hours of my life I can never get back. I could have reacted to anything today. I could have done something good. I could have reacted to Gone with the Wind. It's 4 hours. I don't know. It's like I'd still be reacting at this point. I'd still be recording, but at least I'd probably be watching something good, or at least better. That was a real possibility. I was suggested we could possibly watch it, but I'm like, no, we have to wait until I cut down my schedule because it's a very, very long movie, and I'm just intimidated by it. No, instead, I'm going to watch the Minecraft movie because I'm a fucking idiot, apparently. Sorry. Um, Zoned out there for a second. Just kind of like, kind of disassociated into a spiral of like regret. Um, yeah, it's just I did this because I wanted to stay on the theme for this week. I thought of this theme and it's like, you know what? At least I'll have gotten it out of the way. At least I'll have said, oh, I can now say I've watched Five Nights at Freddy's. I can now say I've watched the Minecraft movie, and I've gotten them out of my way. If I don't like them, I don't have to see them again. They're both video game adaptations, both poorly received. We can move on. Let's just get them taken care of. I regret that. But even the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was better than this. Which is saying a lot because I like Minecraft as a game. I don't like Five Nights at Freddy's. But I like the movie better than this one. Because this movie is absolute dog shit. No offense, Piper. I see you over there looking at me. My dog, if anyone doesn't know at this point. Anyone who's new to the channel or whatnot. She's over there laying on the couch just looking at me as I'm ranting and raving. I think the last movie I hated this much was The Sitter. That atrocious Jonah Hill movie that I reacted to, that I acknowledged at that point was like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And maybe before then was like, I don't know, Sausage Party or something. But this is one of the worst movies I've seen. Like, most other bad movies have something redeemable about it. It's like, I don't really count the final song in this as redeeming the movie to any degree. I don't count it as a redeemable part of this film. It's just a song at the end. It's like, that doesn't count. This has nothing redeemable in terms of the writing, the visuals, the acting, the dialogue, anything else. If you like this movie, that's fine, by the way. I'm just sharing my opinions. I want to make that clear. When I make any movie reaction, any show reaction, any YouTube video reaction, it's always my opinion. It's always subjective. It's always from my point of view. And I know that's not always going to line up with everyone else's. And it shouldn't. Everyone should be able to form their own opinions. Everyone should be able to determine their own thoughts on a movie, a show, any piece of media based on their own viewing experience. If someone likes this movie, if someone finds it funny, charming, enjoyable, if someone likes the performances, if someone enjoys the chicken jockey scene or the lava chicken song or whatever else, that's fine. You're allowed to. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. But I'm just sharing my thoughts on it. I'm sharing my personal subjective opinion. And personally, I despise this movie. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I don't know exactly where I would place it on that list. I actually do have a list for that. I would probably have to think about it and think about my feelings towards the other ones on that list, but it's down there for me. If for no other reason than because of how it made me feel after watching it. The aggressive anger and just general feeling of being upset and regret having watched it. It's like, if I regret watching a movie, that's saying something. Because most movies that I don't like, I don't actually regret having at least seen. When a movie makes me feel this way, it is like a really bad feeling, because movies for me are a big comfort. And you could make an argument saying, like, it's not that serious, it's just a piece of media, it's just a movie, you don't need to take it this seriously, and you're right. But again, movies, shows, a lot of this stuff, video games are a big comfort for me. And whether because of my autism or whatever else, I have a lot of anxiety, especially with a lot of the shit going down here in America. And because of that, I'm like almost constantly on edge. I'm almost constantly like just really like upset and on the verge of having a emotional breakdown. I'm not okay mentally. I'll just leave it at that. And I use this kind of stuff, this kind of media, movies, shows, especially reacting to it for you guys here on the channel, as a source of comfort for myself. I use it as a way to find enjoyment, entertainment, to have fun. Even if it's a serious movie that makes me feel like very intense feelings, if it's good, if it's enjoyable, I can still find value in that. This is a movie that I see no value in it, at least for me. I personally see no value. I regret having watched it, and it has actively made my current mental state worse. I am in a much worse place mental health wise than I was when I started this, and I'm going to end these afterthoughts here because I need to watch or play or do something else that is going to bring my mental state back to a healthy, copacetic level. Because I am not doing well right now. I am very clearly kind of crashing out over this. And I don't like the way I'm feeling at the moment. So we're ending this here. Tell me your thoughts, even if they differ from mine, please. I don't mind that. I genuinely don't. Even if they differ from mine, I welcome differing opinions. Just be polite about it, please. I'm not gonna nag on your opinions. I'm just sharing mine. I'm not gonna hate on your viewpoint, even if you love this movie. I'm not gonna do that. Please share your thoughts down in the comments below. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.